Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, I got back on. I was really kind of anxious about it, but people really responded well. And quite honestly, I mean, a lot of times I kind of get a lot of flack from people, but man, they were just fantastic. So, anyways, you have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And I think this time it's safe to read the comments, to be quite honest with you. It probably is not a bad time. Anyways, all right, I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye. All right. Let's see here. Comments. Got a few to respond to. All right. Let's see. Okay. You talk slow as and it takes you forever to get to the point. When you do get to the point, you sound like an idiot. Okay. Well, I'll skip that one. All right. If I had $1 for every time you say I'd burn them in the hopes that I never have to see your face on YouTube again. I don't know. All right, let's just move on. Okay, all you ever do is talk shit about Rotor Riot. TBS fanboy. This wasn't even about Rotor Riot, dude. Okay, whatever. All right, just keep moving. Don't read the comments. All you ever do is fanboy on Rotor Riot. You're such a dumb keyboard. I really feel like that last part was a little excessive. Maybe this was premature. Maybe I should tell my mom not to read the comments. Okay, let's just keep moving. We're not here for your opinion. Shut your mouth and let the interesting people talk. It's just like, seriously, I put a lot into these, and I like to think that I have something to add to the conversation, but just freaking idiots. Anyways, all right. Oh, this one looks good. You look good since you lost weight. Yes, somebody noticed. Fantastic. You were such a big ass porker before. I'm not going to read the comments anymore. I want to turn a little bit to YouTube, Facebook. Okay. The attention economy. One of the things, and thank you for providing the perfect segue. One of the reasons we can all connect is that because of YouTube, because of Facebook. So I want to ask, what are the good things about that? And I think we kind of talked about some of it, but what are the bad things too? And what would this hobby be if we did not have the ability to capture heads, hearts, and eyeballs the way that we do?
So one perspective that I've taken over the years is that modern sports, and by modern I mean sports that have started in the last 20, 30 years, especially, are...
Does that include curling?
Absolutely.
Like the Olympic sport? Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I guess those are... sports is an entertainment industry, right? It's selling tickets, it's putting butts in seats, it's getting eyeballs on so that you can sell it to beer sponsors, right? Or whatever. And so all, especially sports that have been started in the recent years, it's almost expected that a part of any athletes, whatever you want to put around that, are socially engaged, social media-ly engaged. And so you look at things like esports, right? Esports, to be a successful esport person, you're going to be streaming on Twitch, you're going to be grinding, you're going to be part of a house that 3 or 4 guys are in there, like competing on it and pranking on each other and all these kinds of stuff. I'm not saying that is the only way, but I'm saying that a majority would search that. But then I also look at, I do a lot of work for the AUDL, which is the American Ultimate Disc League. So professional ultimate frisbee, not even joking, like that's a real thing. And there's a huge...
far more stamina than I do.
Absolutely. They're incredible athletes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that that also has an extremely huge emphasis on social media. They don't do a competition if they can't film it and get the highlight reel and try to get that on,
Mhm.
Sports Center's top 10.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mhm.
But there's this huge emphasis, especially in recent years, on developing that kind of thing. And I think that drone racing, and not just drone racing, but also freestyle, also just FPV, has been born of that same mentality where a, integral part of it, whether for better or worse, is showing your exploits on social media. I would say the same is true for skateboarding, for surfing, for these sorts of things that have all been started in the last 20-30 years as social media and home video recording has become something that's
Yeah.
popular. I'm not
It,
saying, again, you have to do that,
yeah.
but it's a big part of it. It is something that has helped grow it.
I'm gonna take a little sidestep here. Uh, the YouTuber. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Uh, that actually, so Cody Warner did a big thing on that. It actually comes from skateboarding,
Okay.
where they just have like the VHS camera rolling, right?
Yep.
And so if they did something they liked, they would put their hand over it so that as you were scrubbing past it on a tape machine, which my God, people don't even know what those are anymore.
I don't even
It
know what
would,
VHS means.
yeah. Oh, are you kidding me?
Is that like a DVD?
Please, oh, for the love, are you kidding me? Please tell me
Just
you're kidding. All right,
I'm
thank
kidding,
God,
but yeah,
thank God.
we had a VHS
I
player in
got
our van.
I got called a boomer for the first time playing World of Warcraft recently, and I was like, oh God, I'm old. Anyways,
How
beside
old
the
are
point.
you?
43 now.
Okay, you're
43.
not that old.
I'm not that
You're
old.
fine.
Anyways, yeah, that's where the whole hand palm thing, because as you were scrubbing past, you could
Yeah,
scrub
yeah.
at 8 speed,
See,
but it would
what's
go
funny is I
black.
still do that, just not
Yeah,
with the palm. Like I'll start the next recording with, "Hey, go look at the last recording."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Same
Um,
idea.
so to your point, though, one of the things that kind of to illustrate what you're saying, um, if I were to tell you that I exploded against a brick wall, um, but I did this incredible trick doing it, the first thing you and probably everybody else would ask me is, did you get the footage?
Yeah,
Did
sure.
you get the footage? Did you get the footage? Because if you didn't get the footage, it wasn't worth it.
Yep.
Which, interestingly enough, the loss in that instance may be the same as if I put my drone in the ocean. But if
Oh, just 1,000, like, for me,
yeah,
100-fold.
yeah,
I don't care about the drone as long as I
give
get the
me the
GoPro back.
footage. Yes,
That's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
which is, it's funny because I've been doing a lot of flying over the summer over the ocean, and I get folks that comment every time like, God, dude, I just couldn't do that. And I think I finally realized it's not it. You know, flying FPV is inherently dangerous. You can explode on anything trying something,
Mm-hmm.
and it all may be just gone. But losing it in the water, especially if you're a half mile offshore, means you don't get the footage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that mentality really does drive. Go ahead.
1-pint water bottle
Yeah.
with
Keep it
a
floating.
battery strapped to the
Yeah.
bottom
Yeah.
works wonders, let me
Yeah.
tell you. Go ahead.
So, but that assumes that someone can retrieve it.
You can always retrieve it.
I've been places I don't know if I could have gotten it.
I have to, but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah. No, I
it's
am actually,
insurance.
yeah. And on a side note, I've never done very much long range at all.
Okay.
My kids got to surfing.
Okay.
And they're actually
Jealous.
yeah, dude, they're turning good little surfers.
I got stories for you about surfing. Go ahead.
They but we were out at dawn on dawn patrols a ton this summer, and finally I was like, I'm gonna start bringing my freaking drone. And so I got a few just incredible shots of dawn and flying, and one day there was this pot of dolphins that came through.
Oh shit.
And so I went chasing the dolphins, and I realized that I might have bitten off more than I could chew when I started to lose video. And at that point, I was like, and I'm pumping out 600 to 800 milliwatts at this point.
True freestyler.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I ended up getting it back, but
Yeah.
based on our guesstimate, I was about a half mile offshore.
Nice.
So that was
It's
fun. But
respectable.
yeah, though
On
I mean,
Crossfire or 2.4?
this was on 2.4.
That's pretty ballsy. All right.
I got
Respect,
lucky.
respect.
I got lucky. So
But you got it back. You got the footage.
I did.
That's all that matters.
I keep fighting this hair. All right. So we were talking about do you think that FPV would be what it is today if there wasn't the ability to capture footage? If there wasn't what if you could capture the footage but you couldn't share it as easily?
No, FPV would not be the same. I mean, how many times does somebody reach out or say like, "Oh, I got started flying because I saw
Final Glide,
the Juzz video
mm-hmm.
in the French forest," or
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's because of viral video marketing. I mean, we as a group of people are evangelists for FPV because we are the mid-level marketing managers of posting footage so that people come and try it out for themselves. Like that's what it is. Like
yeah. Can I be the CEO? Is that all right?
No, that's Get FPV and Pyro Drone.
All right. Yeah, no, and one of the things I've often thought about was, the AMA and fixed wing and hobby flyers, they've been around forever and they got a big following. Like there's how many 200,000 AMA members? I don't know if they're active. That was a number I looked
I think
up.
it's more like, or the last number I remember hearing was 80,000, but I might be pulling that out of my.
We could both be doing that. I don't know, and I would like to
let's say
that
somewhere between 80 and 200,000.
That's a lot of people.
Not
that's a small city.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a small city.
I think I have that same cup.
Do you? It's just a blue plastic cup.
I think I have that exact same cup.
Oh, very good.
Anyway,
do you have it there with you? Because if we both start drinking,
it's around the corner. But
all right, very good. No, but like, there's not a huge difference between what we do versus what the fixed wing guys do.
Sure.
In terms of the tinkering and the bonding and things like that.
There's a little more arts and crafts though
in their stuff. Oh yeah, I mean, God, I can't. No, I don't want to do it. And by the way, you think crashing a drone into something is bad? Crash a balsa wood plane into the ground.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think one of my favorite memories of being at a flying field was just seeing an abandoned balsa plane. Like it was just like in pieces. Like they were like what I would have described as like recoverable pieces that were just like in a garbage can. I'm like, he had a bad day.
He had a bad day. Oh, that really poor guy. That poor guy. Yeah, but no, I think you're right. I think the difference is that, I mean, obviously back when all that stuff started, there wasn't the internet. There wasn't GoPro. God, where would this hobby be without GoPro?
Where would GoPro be without us?
That's not
untrue. They'd actually probably have a lot more money.
Yeah, they probably would, because
so many warranties.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can't go to Best Buy anymore and just trade it out that day. I hear that's the end of FPV as we know.
Oh, really? That's it. That's over.
Yeah.
I went not that long ago. Maybe that's new, but
yeah, apparently it's new. Somebody Zero did a big video about it. I keep in mind, I have not paid attention to FPV for a few months now. So for one of the first things I was like, I'm gonna look for FPV stuff, and there's Zorro. So
that's not good. Well, luckily we're all switching to Cine lifter rigs with Black Magics instead.
Right.
No, wait, that's not better.
That's not better.
That's more expensive.
It's very much more expensive. So all right, but what about the bad side? Because there are a lot of angry nerds getting angry at angry nerds getting angry at them. Just in terms of, hey, I said something on the internet and somebody said I was wrong and now I'm pissed off. Like, how much of that do you think is detrimental to FPV in general?
I hear what you're saying about FPV, but isn't that the case for any thing?
You missed the
Like I'm not.
trap, damn it.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
God, come on, dude. I set you up to fall and you didn't fall, damn it.
But it's when you think about like there has always in every part of history been people like, oh, that was my idea, or oh, I could have done this a better way, or oh, he said my idea was stupid. I mean, like we all thought that the earth was flat for a while. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
there's some people that still think that, but
Yeah.
you think about, it's, yeah, people are going to disagree with you. People are going to think that your idea is dumb. That is never going to change. That is part of being human. That is the good part about being human, because if we all got along and agreed, life would be pretty freaking boring. But we have to prove and achieve and uh, own our ideas, understandings, and thoughts, and whether that's part of FPV and your new trick or your new frame or your new idea, or you have found a way to resolve the current pandemic in which we find ourselves. Like, no matter what, you're gonna have to stand up for yourself, and tough titties, you're gonna have to figure it out.
So it's funny because for a long time I really felt like this was like, hey, we're destroying our hobby because we can't get along. And so I've actually had a chance to stop and think about it now. I think it's healthy. Like, I don't think some of the interactions are healthy.
Yes.
But I think that the fact that people get angry on both sides of any given conversation is a healthy thing.
As long as people are respectful and remember that there's humans on the other side of your conversation, right?
But
disagreement is healthy.
But here's the thing. That's not new.
Yeah.
Go look at the papers on mathematics and physics from the late 1700s and the 1800s. There's a bunch of angry nerds, right?
He has Thou art a fool
I have ever seen.
Oh my God.
There's these dudes that are like, except it wasn't instantaneous. They had to write their opinion and have it published or sent out in letters.
If only there was just a, hey, maybe you should wait 2 minutes before posting this button.
Right. But at the same time, these guys had plenty of time from the time they finished it to get to the post office before they trashed it.
Therefore, they are truly pissed.
And I mean, think about how pissed you would be if you were the guy that discovered calculus, but the other guy got the credit. Right? I mean, this has been happening forever.
Wait, but I discovered dead cat frames, man. Like, that's my contribution to the entire world society. I deserve freaking credit for that.
Right?
Fuck calculus.
Yeah.
I made a change in which I went like this to like this. Okay, that's me. No. Genuinely, I did not come over. I don't claim credit for that.
There's some guy typing in comments
I know.
Right now. No, you did not.
That was me.
That was me. And then that guy took my idea and you took his idea. No, but
guess what? The difference between this and this is not the difference between calculus,
right,
and whatever we had before calculus,
algebra,
which I guess was an abacus. I don't know.
It was algebra. Yeah, but I mean, it is, in a sense, it's healthy, right? Because there are people.
Why?
Because they're.
Why is the person that's pissed about not discovering calculus healthy?
I'm not saying that that's healthy. Now, I mean, I'm in that instance, what it was, that actually happened. There were two guys,
Newton,
thank you, Newton, and then there was a German, and nobody remembers the German because Newton published first.
Okay.
However, the German actually developed most of it 20 years before Newton published. He just never published.
Sucks to suck.
And so the guy created it first, but Newton published it first.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, by all the rules of academics, academy, whatever, Newton's the inventor. Right?
Yeah. But why is that good for the development of calculus? Because there's an urgency to progress?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
no, thank you.
Not
I
to take the
appreciate
wind out
it.
of your sails.
There's
But
an urgency to progress. No,
maybe you should have answered that before I got to the end of it. You should
yeah,
have an urgency to
right.
progress, Mike.
Urgency to progress. But I mean, yeah, the whole calculus thing, that's more along the lines of, hey, nerds have been angry for a long time.
Nerds have been angry for a long time.
But
That's
the title.
That's the title of this
That's
video.
the title. Nerds have been
Mike
angry.
Rollins returns. Nerds have
Nerds
been angry for a long
time.
time.
Yeah, but no, the fact that there is so much disagreement, dare I say condescension, um, in our
See, but
community.
condescension is not appropriate. Disagreement is appropriate.
It's
Condescension is, you sniveling newt. How dare you decide that calculus was
Right.
yours? There's a big difference between that and I hear what you're saying. Let's discuss it.
but internally, if somebody says something that you know is wrong, there is a moment where you think, bless your heart. Right? Or just the realization that you know something they don't and you're going to correct them. And now, whether you could term that as condescension, or you could term that as you're going to impart wisdom, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The fact that many of us have these different pieces of wisdom, these different pieces of knowledge, and we are more than willing to put it out into the public forum, knowing that it could be attacked, is a healthy sign. It means that we are still growing as a community, and it means that that there's still more to be learned. Nobody really argues about about calculus anymore, because we know everything about it. It has been described. So I would say that angry nerds getting angry at angry nerds who are angry with them is actually, which I just love that phrase. I'm sorry, I had to say it again.
It's a much more of a mouthful for a title. I'm just saying.
Yeah, really, angry nerds. Yeah, but I feel like it's healthy, right? Now you're right. There are definitely forms of it that are not healthy. And there's I've seen plenty of it, in terms of, going after people, fighting the people that can't fight back, fighting people anonymously, effectively removing the face off of the person.
Yeah.
And fighting from a dark corner when nobody can see your face.
Well, and that's the part that I want to refine on is if you're going to disagree, be ready to disagree as yourself, and be ready to disagree to another person as if they are yourself, right? Disagree in a way that you would want to be disagreed with. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. I mean, it's it sucks that it has to be said, but it really does, because there's a lot of points where people are choosing to be negative for the sake of being negative, rather for the sake of edification. And there's a point where you can be negative for the sake of edification, but the default stance on the internet is not that. So
yeah. Though I will,
you dipshit is not the same as, I hear what you're saying, and I would like to help you understand the correct and proper information, my good sir.
Yeah, I would like to gently tell you why you're wrong. Now, I will
sniveling newt.
Though I will say that there is actually a place for the aggressive, mean nastiness, but it's only if everybody's complicit. It's only if everybody's in it. So there are a couple different places, a couple different groups that I'm part of, right?
Okay.
By being part of the group, you basically acknowledge that you are free game. You are a target. And if you choose not to be part of that group, then you're no longer a target. However, it stays in the group. There's one particular group I'm part of where you post a small clip of your flying and everybody tells you why you suck.
I love that group.
So I posted a few of them. People,
I like it for the sarcasm.
Yes, but that's it, right? Like as you post that people are going to tear into you. They're going to roast you, as it were.
Yeah,
and they, it. Like that's actually why you're posting it, is to have people tear into you. And by the way, some of the most amazing and creative insults I have ever read in my entire life have come out of that group.
Have you ever watched celebrity roast battles? It's always a
I
good
have
time.
not.
I can't remember his name, but he goes by the Roastmaster General, and it's pretty good.
That sounds good. Yeah. But
Blake Griffin did an episode, and it was absolutely freaking hilarious.
dude, did
Anyway,
William Shatner do one by any chance? Because that would be
yeah,
fantastic.
I think so.
I gotta go look for this.
I think he received a roast, and then he
Okay.
gets an opportunity at the end to dish it back. And
Okay,
anyway, it's good stuff.
good. I'll check that out.
I love a good insult.
Yeah, but in all of my time in FPV, I definitely have seen, and I won't name names, though I probably should. People that they go after folks because they don't like them, but it's not like like if I didn't like you and I got in your face and argued at you, that would be one thing.
I wouldn't even say like. I would say respect.
Yeah.
I'll go after someone I respect.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily have to like them.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But when it becomes like, if all of a sudden I'm photoshopping your head onto things that it should not be photoshopped onto, and then adding a meme title and sending it around in groups, I don't think that's appropriate at all. But I think that is destructive. But so we have thought a lot about thinking about FPV. Do you have any other closing thoughts? Because this is definitely fun, but sometimes tiring. Or anything you'd like to talk about?
It's all this comes back to, it's a hobby for most of us. It's a career for some of us. But I think at the end of all of it, what's going to last, what's going to matter is the relationships that you're developing. And, whether that's something that is happening online, like between me and Mike, or, something that, is just between you and your friends at the flying field. My buddy Pizzy, my buddy Jaws, these guys are not guys that I would have ever interact with prior to this, but which I now proudly call two of my closest friends. Yeah. Is a result of this. And I've said it a lot in this, but the thing that is most important at the end of the day is that you're developing community around you, or you're building up those that are around you. And whether or not you disagree with them or agree with them, there's always an opportunity to foster community. And no matter what you do, just try to come back to that point, come back to that perspective of, I don't agree with this person. I do agree with this person, but at the end of the day, we've shared a common narrative. We've been through something together that we can share. And that is more than the majority of humanity has had in the last 4,000, 5,000 years. And recognize that as unique, especially in a time like now where, we're fighting against
us and them,
some interesting prejudices that we would expect not to still exist, but are still happening. And develop lifelong friends, seek out those relationships that you can build up, and recognize that you're a part of something that is bigger than you, whether or not you like it, and have fun and stay flying.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Would like to thank Nurk for coming on, and who knows, maybe there will be more of these. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. All right. Well, hey, folks, thanks for coming along. It was a lot of fun to talk to Nurk. And, really, these are going to be more conversations than interviews, even though folks are accusing me of an interview, but whatever. I just want to be clear. FPV would not be where it is without social media. The spread would not have been as fast. People would not have been as captured as they were without YouTube. And the community would not be what it is without Facebook. And Twitter doesn't count. Instagram's important because that's where we all get to share our pictures. So the fact that we have FPV is in large part based on social media. And to the extent there wouldn't even be talk of FPV as a professional career without social media. So it is truly, truly important for social media to be a part of FPV. It's also important to realize that we can all disagree, and it's actually healthy for us to disagree. The thing about that, though, is how we disagree is where things become tricky. And so if you're out there and you're using, like, derogatory, terrible, awful, insulting language, take a chill. But we can all disagree. It's actually fine. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, there will be more. There is actually an interview in the offing, which I think you'll enjoy that. And so this is it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.